Applications of linear equations. What do you mean it isn't working? It was certainly working a few minutes ago. Could you give more details? I'm not taking it's not taking answers. Okay. So you're inputting some answers and and it's saying it's not correct. Uh, Email me from within EducoSoft and I will tell you what the correct answers are. Okay. So you're probably inputting something and it's probably not the correct answer. Okay. So in this section, we are translating from words and trying to, what's the name of this section? Applications of linear equations. You have to do it again. You have to do it. Okay. Okay, so let's look. Um, so in this section, um, we are we have uh, problems that are written down in English words, and we then have to somehow create an equation and solve it. So you should read the uh, you should read the what the words say. If you can draw a picture if that's helpful. If you can't draw a picture, then at least label your variables. Tell me what your variables stand for. Then create an equation, solve the equation. Once you solve the equation, make sure that the answer that you get makes sense. Then check that these answers that you've input, that you found when you input into your words for your original equation, solve the equation, solve the uh, question as was posed. So always make some sort of reality check to be sure that the answers that you get make sense. So if they're asking last year, I mean, they were solving an equation had to do with, the age of your parent and the child. They had some people had age of the mother was, I think it was 3,000 years old. If you get that, you should know that that's not a correct answer. And so you know that you've done something, you should have a hint that you've done something wrong. So please check to see that your answers make sense before you, and if they don't, then your equation may be wrong. So you may have to redo it. Let's do on page 62, problem number 2. If the sum of an integer is multiplied by 3, the result is 6 times the original integer. Find the integer. Okay, so if the sum of an integer and 7 is multiplied by 3, the result is 6 times the original integer. Okay, so let's solve this equation. So let me multiply 3 inside the parentheses. So I get 3x plus 21 is equal to 6x. Subtract 3x from both sides of my equation in order to isolate x on one side of my equation. So 21 equals 3x. Divide both sides of my equation by 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So x is equal to 7. So now let's see if this makes sense. Well, let's see. If the sum of 7 and 7, well, what's the sum of 7 and 7? 14 is multiplied by 3. 14 multiplied by 3 is 42. So 42. The result is 6 times the original number. 6 times 7 is 42. 42 is indeed equal to 42. So your answer is 7. Let's do problem number 8. And notice 7 is an integer. So that's good. If you found something that was an integer, then you'd have no solution. The difference of 5 times a number and 1/2 is equal to 1/3 times the number. What is the number? Okay, so let's do that. So the difference, well, it's a minus, of 5 times the number, 5x, and 1/2 is equal to 1/3 times the number. And so 5x minus 1/2 equals 1/3 x. Let me get rid of all the fractions. And so let me multiply both sides of my equation by the least common denominator, 6. And so I have 6 times 5x, 30x. 6 times 1/2, 3. 6 divided by 3, 2 times x is 2x. Let me subtract. Well, let me do this first. Let me add 3 to both sides of my equation. So 30x is equal to 2x plus 3. Now let me subtract 2x from both sides of my equation in order to isolate x on one side of my equation. So, so 28x is equal to 3. Now let me divide both sides of my equation by 28. And so x is equal to 3 over 28. And so let's see, the difference of 5 times a number, so 5 times 20 times 3 over 28, 15 over 28, and 1/2, which is 14 over 28. So the difference of 15 over 28 and 14 over 28 is 1 over 28, is equal to 1/3 of the number. Well, 1/3 of 3 over 28 is 1 over 28. So yes, that's a true statement. Okay. Let me do problem number 10 on page 62. How many $6 hair dryers can be purchased with $256.80 if the tax is 7%. Okay, so let's do this. So in this case, let X be the number of hair dryers. Purchased. Okay. Okay, so, well, every hair dryer costs $6. So if I purchase X of them, then the cost will be 6X. But in addition to that, I have to pay taxes of 7%, 0.07, on the cost of the hair dryers. And the cost of hair dryers was 6X. And that should be purchased for a total of $256.80. So let's simplify this. So 6X plus 0.07 times 6X is 0.42X. Let me add 6 plus 0.42 is 6.42x is equal to 256.8. Let me divide both sides of my equation. Well, I guess I'll have to write it here. 6.42x equals I guess I'll just write it like that. 256.8. Let me divide both sides of my equation by 6.42, which actually comes out to a nice number. So 40. And so, how many $6 hair dryers can be purchased? Well, 40 with $256.80 if the tax is 7%. So I purchased 40 hair dryers at $6 each. 40 times $6 is $240, but I have a 7% sales tax. And so 7% of $240 is, so you have here $240 on the hair dryer. You do 7% of that, so it's 0.07, multiply that out, so 28, carry the 2, 16. $16.80 plus the $240 gives you $256.80. So you purchased the 40 hair dryers for $256.80. So yes, it checks. You can purchase 40 hair dryers. Let me do problem number 18. The length of a rectangular garden is 4 feet more than 2 times its width. If the perimeter of the garden is 32 feet, find its dimensions. Okay, so let me draw a little picture to go with this. So in this case, a picture is appropriate. So I have here a rectangular garden. And so notice that everything is in terms of its width. So let its width be x feet. The length is 4 more feet than 2 times its width. And that's its number of feet. The perimeter is 32 feet. So I have that the perimeter, 32 feet, is just, well, there are 2x plus 4 plus x plus another 2x plus 4 plus another x, and that should equal 32. So the whole distance around gives you 2x plus 4 plus x plus another 2x plus 4 plus another x. Let me multiply the 2 inside the parentheses. So by the distributive property, I have that 4x plus 8 plus 2x is equal to 32. Combining like terms, 4x plus 2x is 6x plus 8 equals 32. Try to isolate x on one side of my equation. So let me subtract 8 from both sides of my equation. So 6x equals 24. Divide both sides of my equation by 6. So x is equal to 4. The translation. Oh, you mean how I arrived at the equation? Is that the question? The derivation of the equation? Yes, okay. Okay, so the perimeter is the distance around the rectangle. Now, and so it's just going to be this length plus the width plus the length plus the width. So let's figure out the length and the width. Well, it says the length of the rectangular garden is 4 feet more than 2 times its width. So I'll call the width here x. And so I'm just going to call this x. And it says more than, so that's plus. That's a 4. And it says 2 times. And so the length is 4 plus 2 times its width. And so the length here is just 2x plus 4. Any questions about that? And now the perimeter is just twice length plus twice width. Okay. And so 24 divided by 6 is 4. And so the dimensions are, well, let's see. The length is 2x plus 4. So 2 times 4 plus 4, 8 plus 4, oops, is equal to 12. And the width is 4 because it's equal to x. And so the dimensions are, well, 12 feet by 4 feet. So notice 12 is 4 feet more than 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. And so 12 is 4 feet more than 8. And the perimeter is, well, 12, 4. I have a 12 by 4, so 12 plus 4 is 16, plus 12 is 28, plus 4 is 32. So indeed, the perimeter is 32. And so this is a 12 by 4 garden. Let me do, so I did 18. Let me do problem number 26. Each of the equal sides of an isosceles triangle do not type the notes. In order for you to learn anything, you must write the notes with your own handwriting. So this is 4 centimeters more than its base. If the perimeter of the triangle is 23 centimeters, find the length of the sides of the triangle. Okay, so let's do this. So I have an isosceles triangle. Isosceles meaning that 2 of the sides are the same. Oh, maybe I'll make it even look more so. So 2 of the sides have the same length. And everything's in terms of its base. So let's call its base x. So if each of the equal sides, these 2 equal sides, of an isosceles triangle is 4 centimeters more than, so 4 centimeters more than its base, which I called x. And so let's do this. And its perimeter is 23 centimeters. And so the perimeter is just the distance around. So I have here x plus 4 plus another x plus 4 should equal 23. Let me multiply the 2 inside the parentheses. And so x plus 2x plus 8 equals 23. Let me combine like terms. So 3x plus 8 equals 23. Subtract 8 from both sides of my equation. So 3x is equal to 15. Divide both sides of your equation by 3. And so x is equal to 5. And so find the length of the sides. And so I have here my triangle looks like, well, this is 5 centimeters as a base. Then each of the sides are 4 centimeters longer, so 9 centimeters and 9 centimeters. So notice the distance around 9 plus 9 is 18 plus 5 is indeed 23 centimeters. And so this is my triangle. Those are the lengths of each of the sides. Okay, let me do problem number 22. The supplement of an angle is 4 times its complement. Find the measure of the angle. We'll call the angle x. So notice if I have some angle, then the complement of an angle is just that angle, which makes the sum of the complement and the original angle 90. And so the complement of an angle is just 90 minus x, assuming x, of course, is written in degrees. The supplement, so suppose you have some angle here, x, then the supplement is just that angle, such that when you add the original angle plus its supplement, you get a straight angle. And so again, if I'm doing this in degree measurement, then the supplement is just 180 minus x. Okay, so let's do this. If the supplement of an angle is 4 times its complement, which is 90 minus x. Okay, and so let's do this. Let me multiply 4 inside the parentheses. And so 180 minus x, because 4 times 90, 360 minus 4x. Let me add 4x to both sides of my equation. And so I get 180 plus 3x equals 360. Let me subtract 180 from both sides of my equation. So 3x is equal to 180. Let me divide both sides of my equation by 3. So x is equal to 60. So therefore, the angle will have a degree measurement of 60 degrees. Okay, so let me just do one last problem. That'll be it for today. Let me do problem number 27. The sum of the ages of the mother and child is 40 if 4 years ago the mother's age was 7 times the child's age. How old are they now? Okay, so let's do this. So I can pick what I want for X. Since mother's age, I'll do this in terms of child age. And since this was 4 years ago, let's do it in terms of the child's age 4 years ago. So let X equal the age of the child 4 years ago. Well, let's figure out the age of the mother 4 years ago. And so it says here the mother's age was 7 times the child's age. So if 4 years ago the mother's age was 7 times more, well then 7x is the age of the mother 4 years ago. Okay, so notice if 4 years ago, so we're talking about 4 years ago, the mother's age was 7 times the child's age, and so 7x, because x is the child's age 4 years ago. How old are they now? Well, let's see. Currently, the sum of their ages is 40. So they're currently 4 years older. The child is 4 years older than what it was 4 years ago. And the mother, which is 7x, is also 4 years older. And the sum of their ages currently is 40. So let's combine like terms. So I have x plus 4 plus 7x plus 4 equals 40. Combine like terms, x plus 7x is 8x. 4 plus 4 is 8. Let me solve for x. So let me try to isolate x from both sides of my equation. So let's subtract 8 from both sides of my equation. And so 8x is equal to 32. Let me solve for x, so let me use the multiplicative property of equality. Let me divide both sides of my equation by 8. So x is equal to 4. But remember, x is the age of the child 4 years ago. So therefore, the age of the child currently is x plus 4, 8. The age of the mother currently, well, let's figure out the age of the mother. The age of the mother is 7x. That was 4 years ago. So her current age is 7x plus 4. So 7 times 4 plus 4, 28 plus 4 is 32. And so the current age of the child is 8 years old. The current age of the mother is 32 years old. And let's see. Well, the sum of the ages of the mother, 32, and her child, 8, is 40, correct. If 4 years ago, well, 4 years ago, the mother was 28 years old and the child was 4. So the mother's age was 7 times the child's age. Well, yeah, the child's age was 4. 7 times 4 is 28, and that was the age of the mother. So, yes, this is correct. And so that finishes off section 2.3. You should look over. So when you should probably review these, and when you review the videos, please note that I've not really inserted any time. Where usually during class I will do a problem, I'll write it on the board, and then I'll wait 5 minutes for you guys to do it. What you should do when you view these videos is pause and stop. Do it, and then continue with what I've done. So you should really do watch the video by starting and stopping, but not actually going through the whole video straight on out, just listening to me go through the problem. You should stop it, do the problem, think, and then continue with what I've done. Okay. Are there any questions about anything? Please note that again, if you want extra credit for the lecture notes, those are the lecture notes that you will handwrite, and the schedule is listed in the syllabus, and they should be handwritten. If there are no other questions, then that's it for today. And let's see if there are any questions. The extra credit is for? There's actually 2 of them. One is for group work, and the other is for the homework, depending on which one. No, it's for the. I'll actually have to look in the tutorial in the syllabus. Let me just check for 1 second. Syllabus. It is. It is. Extra credit. It is for tutorials. If you copy the online lecture notes, those will be added to the tutorials. And yeah, the videos are also found in the same location. That is correct. That is correct. So you can always, yes, you can do that. But please note, for extra credit for the tutorials, you're going to have to go according to the schedule that is on the syllabus. So that schedule is earlier than what we are actually doing, and so go with that schedule that's in the syllabus. Okay. If there are no other questions, I'll see you on Monday. And I'm going to have to start to do delete people, remove participants from this website so that people can view the tape of this. Let me turn this off if I can. There it is.